So UFC 313 just ended. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev, and we got a lot to talk about. So without wasting time, let's get into it. Starting off with the main event, Magomed Ankalaev defeating Alex Pereira by unanimous decision. This was the question that we've had for all of Pereira's career. How would he do against somebody who can wrestle? And going into this fight, I did have my questions with Uncle I's ability to have the pressure and wrestle Pereira the way he did. I was completely wrong. I'll admit it. But it's not just that. It's not just the fact that he threatened the takedown. I think one he went for one in the first. Pereira did a really good job at stuffing it. One in the third, and then it was in the fourth and fifth where he really went for it, and he did get Pereira down at times. Well, I'm saying he didn't get Pereira down at all, but he had him in a kneel position. He had him against the cage, and the dirty boxing just worked for him. First round, Pereira did look good, outstruck him 20-12. Um, I feel like Uncle I was kind of just testing the waters, feeling things out. He did go for a takedown, which was tough by Pereira. Then in the second, Uncle I really opened up. He outstruck Pereira 29-18, and it was just the dirty boxing that Pereira couldn't deal with. He couldn't set up his um right hand. He couldn't really set up anything big. The thing with Pereira is that like any strike can put you up. But going into the third, the third was really close. Alex Pereira outlanded um Ankalaev 21-18. He stuffed the one takedown that Uncle Ivy gave. We also got to see Pereira go for his own takedown. Didn't happen, but again, it was the pace and pressure. Now, when you're talking about this fight, you know the fourth and fifth. To me, it was clear that Uncle Ivy took it 45-23 in the fourth. Came out looked really good in the fifth. Um, you know, it's just it's it's the method that works. We've seen it for how many years with Khabib, with Islam, with all these, Dagestanis. I know that Uncle Ive isn't from Dagestan exactly, but he's trained with them, and it's just a grinding pace. Same with Bilal Muhammad. It works, and for Alex Pereira, we have to talk about the weight cut. Um, how much did that affect him? How focused was he in this fight? Because he lost decisively. But again, being 22 pounds overweight a week before the fight, coming in, cutting that weight, the same weight that you were cutting when you were in middleweight, it it sucks. Like you can have it both ways, where it's like, when Pereira comes in on short notice and wins, he's legendary, which he is. We're talking about a guy who is already a certified Hall of Famer, will go down as one of the all-time greats. It's just when we're talking about a move to heavyweight, Chael said that it potentially could be easier in this event where he loses, right? What? How does a John Jones do? How does a Tom Arsenal do? We'll see. Moving on to the co-main event, Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. This was it was a good fight. I would still say the first one was better, but Rafael Fiziev started off really strong, was able to get two takedowns, get a little bit off of it, and was putting a good pressure on Gaethje, landing good shots. Moving into the second round, Gaethje really turned it on, outlanded Rafael Fiziev. We were seeing Justin Gaethje get back in there, and this is after the hallway knockout. And in that fight, he absolutely got outskilled and outclassed, and obviously being knocked out hurts. But this is a really good comeback win. I had Dan Hooker beating him in this fight when Dan Hooker was supposed to come in. But Fiziev did really good for a guy coming off of the couch. Um, I think he was training the entire time. But all in all, though, Gaethje looked really good, still in the top position. Do I see him fighting Islam Makachev? Yeah, if they're not gonna give it to what's his name? Oh shit. Uh there's no way. I'm on Silicon. My bad. I could see them. I could see always pushing the strings to get this fight to happen. You know, give Gaethje one last shot. I know it doesn't make sense, but in the lightweight division, it all depends on what Islam wants. But really good co-main event. Props to Physio for stepping in. You know, the problem with Gaethje is that he still has those blitz moments. I have to give it to him though. Before we move on, he looked very cautious and very defensive, which was good to see from Gaethje. But again, a part of me is like, okay, so he's coming off of a loss to Holloway. Holloway is moving up. He did knock out Dustin Poirier. Poirier is having his last fight. He lost to Islam. Dan Hooker versus Gaethje was supposed to be a number one contenders fight. So does this kind of put the UFC in the position where they're gonna give Gaethje that shot? He is 36. It would probably be his last one. I don't like his chances against an Islam Makhachev, but I feel that all the way in the background with the position where a lot of these guys are, I feel like this is potentially the route they go down with the current situation we're in. It all depends on what Islam does, though. I know that we're hearing about Islam versus Topuria at International Fight Week if um, June's Aspinall doesn't happen. But that'd be a good fight too. Moving on though, stay on topic. Uh Jalen Turner being submitted by Ignacio Bahamadis. I said in my review, my preview, that this is the last time I was picking Jalen Turner. And Jalen Turner on his come up looked really good. And it's just instantly round one. Look good on the feet, gets down, gets put in a triangle, goes out instantly. It's okay. I want to talk about Ignacio Bahamadis. Um, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I really like what he's shown so far in his last two fights. Really talented. In the lightweight division, as far as a prospect goes, I like him being in the top 15. Makes things interesting with, people aging. Justin Gaethje, we'll have to see what happens with him. Um, like I said, uh, this it not being Dan Hooker kind of throws off how I thought the lightweight division would go. But Bahamadis, I feel like is a good addition to the top 15. Also, too, during this card, before I forget, Robbie Lawler was announced to be inducted in the UFC Hall of Fame. Oh my God, International Fight Week. That's much deserved. OG of the sport was there at the very beginning, pretty much. Left, came back, went on that wicked run to win the title. Had potentially the greatest fight in UFC history, in MMA history, against um Rory McDonald in the second fight. That was much awarded one of my all-time favorites, legend of the sport. Much deserved. But yeah, we talked about Jamin Turner, how I'm never picking him again. Amanda Lemos versus Lucindo. Now, here's the problem with women fights. They are either the best fight or best fight, one of the best fights on the card, or they are a total shit show. And this is what this one was. And um, round one was Cinderella, I guess, um, showed the most promise as far as the striking went, but it was Ramos that took it down, and you know, hold on, I completely forgot one. It was oh yeah, Ramos won this. I'm sorry. This is how boring this book was. I was on my phone most of this fight. Round one, though, it was mostly on the ground. Um, Ramos did a good job at controlling her. Round two, um, again, it was kind of just them going back and forth on the ground and barely any offense. 10 strikes from Ramos, 12 from Lucindo. Um, no submission attempts in either round. I'm double checking to make sure. It was really a nothing fight. Not like, again, round three at one takedown each, 12 strikes, 17 strikes. Um, like, what do you want me to say? Nothing happened during this fight. Way too high up on the card. Moving on to a fight that actually delivered. Bobby Green, or I'm sorry, King Green, against Mauricio Raffi. Mauricio Raffi ending it early with the first round knockout. This was just the matter of a really hot prospect coming in, only four strikes each. The power of Mauricio Raffi is something incredible, and again, he's one of the newer lightweights. Bobby Green, legend of the sport, has wins over very impressive guys. It's just, you know, old guy, sorry about that, old guy against a new stud. Dude, the power that this guy has, the height and reach that this dude has in the lightweight division, he is going to be a problem in a few years, especially when Islam um, and Taporia are out of the conversation, it is going to be a blood battle to see who wins that belt. But moving on to the headline of the prelims, we got Joshua Van versus Ray Tsuria. This, if you guys haven't noticed in my recent videos, I've been very hot on the recent Van train. I picked him, I'm pretty sure, in his last couple fights here. And I like the development that I'm seeing. Really young guy, 23 years old. Ever since that knockout loss to, oh, who did he get knocked out by? This is kind of annoying me. Um, I was gonna say here, this doesn't have a record. Oh, you're completely useless. But ever since he got knocked out, the survival streak that he's on, he looks incredible. His takedown defense is really good. His striking is incredible, as it's been his entire run in the UFC. I like my my praise of him started when he started this win streak. Round one, outlanded Ray 37-13. Ray did get some takedowns, but Joshua Van did an excellent job at getting back to his feet instantly and putting on the pressure. Round two, same thing, 31-19. Ray is able to get a takedown, but Van is able to fight out of it. Moving into round three, this was the best round for Josh Van. Um, 59-6 to 15. Landed a lot of really good combinations. Got taken down again, but again, Testoria really didn't have any offense outside of shooting consistently. Like how many he went for 21 and got 4, which shows how how much Van has worked on his takedown defense. Most of them were really good shots, but I was really impressed by this. I picked him to win, like I said. I'm big on this streak that he has going, and who knows? We can see him fighting potentially a contender in a couple fights. I feel, but again, young guy, looks really good, has really good knockout powers, flyweight too. I really like what I saw. Moving on, Bruno Ferreira versus Armin Petrosian. Man, Armin Petrosian has had such a rough time recently in the UFC, coming off of that highlight knockout to um Sean Magomed. I need to start remembering these names. The double spinning back fist. I was hoping that he would rebound. I'm pretty sure I did pick Pereira to win. I want to double check it. Pretty sure I did. Right? Um, yeah, my video. Yeah, I did pick him to win by decision. And reason being is that I just think that Bruno Ferreira, big guy, really talented, and he performed really well. Able to in the first round keep up the pace on the feet. I had him winning his stuff 4 takedowns. Or let's see, no, oh my god, I am way off. So Bruno Ferreira went for 4 takedowns. Got stuff. Petrosian looked good on the feet, was landing good combinations, but then in the second Pereira was able to get him down, gets two takedowns out of three. Is able to find the triangle and gets it. Really tough break for Petrosian. I thought he looked really good on the feet. Bruno Ferrero, though, just had him in the grappling department. So, good win for Bruno Ferrera. Very tough break for Petrosian. Moving on to Carlos Cerullo versus Alex Morono. Um, this was a pretty rough one, I must say. Alex Morono has been in the UFC 4 years, and there, there's a difference between when there's a fighter that has been in the UFC for a long time that like you have a strong opinion of, like I don't know, a Dustin Poirier or a Jose Aldo, or a guy like that, and then you have guys like Alex Moreno who have been there for quite some time, have stuck around in the UFC for years, but you have no clue how. And this was one of those moments. I figured that Carlos Leo would win. I picked him to win by a second round knockout. I didn't need the second round. Was able to get him out of there in the first round. Looked really good. Um, I really like Leo. I really like what he was able to display out there. His last couple fights have been really entertaining, and I like it. Interested to see what he does next. But yeah, moving on to Marion Santos versus Francis Marshall. Mario Santos won by split decision. Um, Bit of a weird way. He won. Two judges had it 29-28. The other judge had it 30-27 for Francis Marshall. Um, it was a bit of a weird fight, I want to say. I picked Santos to win. First round, I think Marshall took pretty clearly, 36-18. But both of them went for at least a takedown. Nobody got to the ground. Round two, I would say Francis Marshall took two, was able to land two takedowns. Mario Santos did outland him, but then in the third, I thought that Marion Santos clearly won round three, but I need to see what other people are thinking. Um, the, I was watching it with a friend. Even he said that it was a really close fight, but yeah, it was a good fight. I did pick Santos to win, but it was still pretty close. The takedowns did give him a bit of trouble, but he was able to defend him good at the start. But as Marshall was able to go on, he was able to find success. But really good fight. Moving on to the next Santos, DeJordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. Ozzy Diaz won by unanimous decision 29-28. Um, this is a good fight too. Round one, really close. Both of these guys landed some pretty big shots. Santos outlanded him 25-20. Both were good though. I really like this like this fight. Uh, Round one, it was slower. It was slower, and initially, I thought that it could be boring, but then we got to the second, and it was all out chaos. Ozzy Diaz, man, he was going for the kill. Sanders was still firing massive shots back at him. Really fun round two. Like this fight, it took a little bit to really get into, but yeah, really fun second round. Ozzy Diaz stuff, true takedowns. as well. Then in the third, really close even on strike 60, 65. The Santos was able to get a takedown, but Ozzy Diaz was definitely a lot more consistent. Looked really good. I agreed with the 29-28 decision. Really good one from. Again, I picked Santos to win, but really fun fight. And then the other two got canceled. So that's my reaction to all the fights on the card. Now, what are we at for time here? I cannot see. Whatever. I'm gonna quickly say this here. So, betting picks a win for Magomed Ankalaev. You know, obviously I picked Pereira. I underestimated Ankalaev. I feel like it makes the move up to heavyweight a lot more interesting because Pereira did look decent at defending the takedown. Obviously, though, the pressure, the pace, the dirty boxing is what really did it in that fight. So, props to Magomed Ankalaev doing this in Ramadan. It's just a storybook ending, and I feel like he could definitely go on a big run here. Yuri Prohaska would be a fun fight for him, but we'll have to see. Let me know in the comments down below. What did you make of this event? What did you make of the main event? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, like I said, all that. And yeah, later.